awake slowly to the sound of torches crackling and an intermittent drip of water in a puddle beside your head. Splashes dampen your face like the stone walls that surround you, lit only by the flickering of a distant flame through rusted metal bars. You somehow manage to find yourself in a city dungeon, on a rough straw bed with a pounding headache. You sit up slowly and massage your forehead in an attempt to soothe the pain. Maybe coerce your memory into sharing the events of last night. Something appears cloudy at first, but quickly takes shape. Then you see... Also, we're in a prison cell. So we either see a stolen horse, copious amounts of alcohol, breaded chicken, or a violent altercation. We're going to take the, probably the most wild approach to this, for, I guess you could say excitement purposes. So, violent altercation. The warrior finally awakens. Guard says as he saunters up to your cell. Quite the mess you made. Guard leans back against the wall, across from you, and folds his arm over his chest. It's a shame. I can always respect a good street brawl, but you picked a poor time to start throwing fists. His helmet hides his eyes. Dark pits of shadowy black in their place, but you can feel his gaze. Why is that? There are whispers of rebellion, whispers that found their way to the ever-cautious ear of the one man whom the word itself rattles the most, though I don't see it myself, the guard says, putting his hands up and tilting his head forward. The king sees your actions as a move against the crowd. I get the impression you, like all the others thrown into my custody over the last few weeks, were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. He folds his arms over his chest again and thinks for a moment. But the king's rule has been good to me, so I'm more than happy to play along. We'll just spit. You launch a large wad of phlegm at the guard, which lands on his leather boot with a wet flap. Pushes off the wall abruptly and looks down, growing in disgust. He tries to mess away with his other boot and takes a step closer to your cell, appearing much larger than before. I'm getting to enjoy watching you swing. Just then, the rattle of dull metal on stone roars down the hallway, followed by manic screaming. Enough, the guard yells out. The racket ceases, but a soft whimper takes its place as the guard stands over you. How long is my sentence? Not sure enough. The guard rattles the cell door, startling you and cackles like a hyena. Glad the king's tolerance for a scum like you is so low. I don't know if you're a rebel. Quite frankly, I don't care. Points a finger into your cell. You. Then motions down the hall. And every other unfortunate soul in this block, regardless of the severity of your crimes, are set to hang in a few short hours. You're messing with me. The guard goes to speak, but is cut off by another, who you see reach the bottom of a long staircase and turn the corner holding a small wooden bowl. It's a meeting up top, all active duty guards, he says as he reaches your cell. Thought they had their meals today. Well, already. First guard asks, staring at the bowl. They did. Second one replies as he gestures down the hall, then turns back to you. This one did not. They both watch you as the second guard holds the bowl through a gap in the cell door. Just gonna grab it. You reach out and cup the bowl with both hands, being careful not to spill its contents. What's this meaty for? First guard asks as you lower it below eye level to see chunks of off-white mystery meat suspended in thick gray slime. Be brief. Second one guard replies, and is met with a groan as first guard starts towards the stairs. Stomach heaves when the pungent odor of the slout finally makes its way to your nostrils. Coming? First guard asks from the base of the stairs. Second stands by your cell looking down at you through his helmet. Place it all down. Your mouth fills with saliva, and you heave, resisting the impulse to vomit. I'll meet you up there. I'll solo check all the cells first. Gaze place the bowl down and slide away. Check the cells for what? Second guard shrugs and starts down the hall. On the first side, the head's upstairs. The door open. Door above latches. You hear heavy footsteps hurry back in your direction. Stay where you are. You stay still, bracing for an attack, but when the guard approaches, he speaks quickly and quietly. Very carefully. No tunnel system lies beneath your cell and will allow you to escape. When you reach a point where you can turn left, don't. Go straight. The ground will begin to slope down, becoming very rough. If you feel it smooth out again, take a left. You'll find yourself in a large, well-lit room with a big door flanked by some levers. Pull the second, the first, and the third. No, wait. Stop to think. Perhaps it's first, third, second. First, third, then second. Well, which one is it then? Is it first, third, second, or is it, let's see, second, third, first. Guard goes to respond, but is cut off by someone calling from upstairs. He looks in the direction of the voice, then back to you. Your friend at high places. He glances toward the bowl of slop and straw just before being summoned again. I'm coming, he yells as he hurries over to and upstairs. Speaks to the guard briefly, then you hear the door close behind him. Looks like the bowl, I guess. I don't know if it matters. Grab the bowl of slop and peer inside and see what looks like a severed eye of some small creature staring blankly back at you. So you growl and you resent it for doing so, but nothing else of interest appears at the top. Sludge that makes the majority of the dish is so thick and clouded it's impossible to make out anything within it. Reach to the bowl. Stomach growls again. You have no idea when or if you'll ever get a chance to eat again. You do not know, but you do know that you're not eating this. You lift your hand, and when you reach to the bowl, your presence causes the slop to overflow. Large amount spills out onto your clothes. Almost instantly, you grab onto something that seems to pop in your hand, and you lurch forward to gag. Again, more slop falls out and slides to your lap. Having now done most of the food on yourself, you look down to the bowl to see a small surface of metal coated in gray mucus. Expected. Take the small slime-coated object in your hand and wipe it on your shirt. Between your dirty fingers is a small, oddly shaped key, like any you've ever seen before. Hope fills your chest as you clutch it in your hand. That is your ticket out of here, but where do you use it? We gotta use this now. We'll search the room first. You stand by your cell door and turn to look into the room. There are 3 stone walls, one to your left, another to the back, and a third to your right. At a glance, they all appear similar. There is also the floor, which, aside from the straw and a few small puddles, looks about the same as the walls. We'll search the floor. You walk around your cell looking all over the floor for anything out of the ordinary. At one point, you get down on your hands and knees for a close inspection, but aside from some few small bones, you found nothing of interest. You look up, we'll walk up to the back wall and begin looking it over from one end to the next, top to bottom. Pull a few loose bricks out of the wall excitedly. Each one leads to nothing, and after a few passes, you determine it's nothing out of the ordinary. Left wall. Approach the left wall and look over it from one end to the next, top to bottom. Nothing stands out, begin ordinary until you come across a small cluster of bricks. You walk the ground. Kneeling down to take a closer look, you see a small hole nestled in the center of the cluster with indents going off in 3 directions. Look down at the key in your hand and the shape of it seems to match. Insert. Carefully you line the key up with the hole in the wall. Push it into place. Enough sticks out for you to turn it to the left with some force. You hear something click into place from behind. A wall followed by a low rumble that causes you to take a step back. You watch as a small section, roughly on the width of your shoulders, slides back to reveal a dark hole in the ground. After a minute or so, a rumbling subsides and a dull thud indicated the wall is locked into place. Look down the hole, into the hole to see blood-curdling screech and a close from far away. Not without a sense for jumping out of this hole. And I go straight down till it's, I guess, even a big room and then make a left. Enough light spills in from the cell for you to see the ground roughly 6 feet below. Without too much hesitation, you sit at the edge of the hole, turn to carefully lower yourself most of the way down. Hang on for a moment and contemplate the probability of this being trapped until the stone wall slowly begins to move back to its original position. When you lose your fingers, you let go and fall the rest of the way. As you land, your presence echoes through a dark tunnel ahead. The entrance above rumbles, shuts, and locks into place as you take your first steps forward, robbing you of your only source of light. You stumble to your left with your arm outstretched until you feel the cold wall on your fingertips. Using this as a guide, you continue forward slowly, occasionally stepping on things that crunch beneath your weight. With nothing to keep your eyes occupied, you start to ponder your freedom and consider what you'll do once you finally make it out. Start over. He just starts a game over. Perhaps you'll head west and see what awaits you that way. We heard tell of a large city carved into the side of a mountain, where people live opulently, dancing through the streets and partaking in lavish dinner parties. Happiness can't be found there, and then surely it can't be found anywhere. Your mind is brought back into the present when your fingers slide off the edge of the wall to reveal a passageway to the left. Lean to your right and feel a solid wall, then forward to find that the path continues straight as well. Okay, so I guess we will continue forward because I remember him saying something about, yeah, so that's what we'll do. You continue forward and the passageway seems to narrow considerably, allowing you to run both of your hands along the walls on either side. You feel the ground begin to slope down the further you go, hitting a relatively steep incline but becoming rougher and more textured to your ease your descent. You quickly hit a small landing where the ground is level but still rough beneath your feet. The walls on both sides give way, allowing you to go into either direction. Reaching forward, you feel the path ahead continues as well. Go left. You feel the rough bumps of the dirt and rock beneath your feet and remember the guard saying to turn left when the ground smooth out. Oh, shoot. To the rough, perhaps he was referring to the incline. You turn left down the passageway, running your fingers along the walls at your side and await the final turn. Your chest begins to flutter as you realize how close you are to freedom, and you find yourself so caught up in your own head that you almost didn't notice the tin string that snaps by your foot. Something whizzes past your head, followed swiftly by a prick in your shoulder. Stuff. Your fingers feel soft, bristles attached to something solid, not unlike a dart sticking out of your shoulder. Grip tightly and pull it out with a little resistance before you have much time to consider what is happening. Feel another prick in your chest, then two more in your left leg and one in your stomach, final one in your neck, and your bones begin to feel as though they're vibrating. Your tongue swells in your mouth, pulsing euphoria courses through your body and leaving you unprepared for the sharp pain that follows as your stomach begins to devour itself. You collapse to the ground as the pain in your gut continues to rise to the point of agony. The cold stone you now lie on feels good against your skin, which you hadn't noticed until now is burning up. Foam pours out of your mouth as you convulse wildly on the ground like a rabid animal, slamming your head repeatedly into the stone until every function of your brain ceases. Here you lie motionless, consumed by darkness and left without a thought in your head. Days pass finally, and unknowingly you perish. I guess the ground had to be smooth first. I took a left too early, so I'm dead. But yeah, the visual novel is called Escape. If you want to play this for yourself, of course everything will be in the description below for this game. Just know that in like a first playthrough, usually if you get all the way to the end, it's like half an hour. If you want to try to get every ending, it's like around 2 hours, as when I kind of skimmed through before I got this game, downloaded it. So be aware of that. Let's see what else. Obviously we're dead, but if you enjoyed this video, of course, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And like I said, everything will be in the description below for this game. And hopefully you have a good day, because yesterday is better tomorrow, and I will catch y'all on the next video.